welcome everyone. Gamer Comp here. This is going to be another City of Gangster tutorial video. In this video, we're going to cover just how to start up and build a basic alcohol production building. So first off, we are in this game. If you watch my beginner's tips, we're in the same game save. The only thing that's happened since then is I've explored a lot of space. So I've explored a lot. You can see we have this unexplored. And I do recommend watching these tutorials in order because I think that will help you guys. But yeah, so we've explored a lot more space. And I'll explain the reason for that here in a little bit. But we start off, every game, we start off owning a building, which we own this building right here. So if we click on this building, it's producing stoneware crocks, which is an ingredient in making alcohol. But if we go down here to this icon here, empty, we need to set up a new operation. So if we click this, basically the four operations that we're looking at is these top four. These are areas that are going to sell alcohol if we want those to sell alcohol for us later. So right now we need to start producing alcohol because that's how we're going to make our money in the game, and we need a steady cash flow. So we can either make a backroom home brew operation, backroom cider, backroom brick wine, or backroom moonshine. So there's a couple things. Each one of these require an ingredient and stoneware crocks. So this requires neutral alcohol and stoneware crocks, grapes and stoneware crocks, apple juice and stoneware crocks, and then malt syrup and stoneware crocks. So we need to look at that. And then at the bottom, there's a construction cost. This is what it costs to produce the alcohol every 4 turns is what it's going to produce. So it's going to take 10 units of malt syrup and 50 units of stoneware crocks to make 50 homemade beer crocks right there. And it's going to do that every 4 turns once it's built. But first, we need to have a couple things. First, we need the skill down here, requirements. Required skill, homebrew production, and then cost of materials. We need $600 and 4 planks, and it'll take 5 turns to build. So let's take a look. Do we have any of the skills required? This is 804. This one, we do have brick wine production and we do have moonshine production, and it requires $1,000 and 4 lumber crates right there. So that's kind of narrowing it down a couple ways here for what we're going to build. We're probably going to build backroom moonshine production. Now, what we want to look at before we set up our first operation is we want to go into the resource overlays. We need to see about ingredients: apple juice, grape concentrate, malt syrup, and neutral alcohol. I expanded around because in the first video I talked about finding those ingredients and we didn't have any in our immediate area, which is kind of frustrating. So 2 things we have available right now with what I've explored so far is we have malt syrup and neutral alcohol. Well, we're probably going to go with neutral alcohol because, again, we don't have the ability right now to make, if we go into our building here, if we go down here, we don't have the skills to make homebrew. So we're probably going to want to make moonshine. So 10 neutral alcohol, we can get that. So that's probably what we're going to build. Now, the other thing I want to look at is where can we sell the different products? Now, we looked at this last time, and ideally we would do brick wine or cider because those are the ones that we have the most places to sell. Oops, sorry, let's go back in there. However, we do have 2 places that will take our moonshine, which that should be enough to get us started. But again, that's not the best idea. And honestly, this is kind of a crappy setup. I've never, I don't think, been hosed this bad starting out in a game. But anyhow, we're going to make it through, and I'm going to show you that it's possible even if you get kind of hosed at the beginning. So we need to buy neutral alcohol to get that going. But the first thing is we need money, plus we need some lumber. So where can we get lumber at? We should have a place down there. There's also a place up there, but we're going to go down there because I think it's closer to buy some lumber. So if we go back into here, again, we go down to here to make our backroom operation here. We need 4 lumber and $1,000. So if we go to right here, we have $1,692, and I did not have very much money last time we were here, but I got all that money from selling the alcohol we started out with. So we started out with alcohol in the game, and or you will start out with alcohol to sell in the game, and I sold it off, and I recommend you doing the same thing. So we're just going to grab like $300. That should be way more than enough for wood. We're going to come down here to this guy, which you can see right there. He's going to sell us some wood. So we're going to come down here. We're going to click on him. We're not going to worry about what he has to offer right now. There, I want to buy lumber. Pick some up right now. We're going to buy 4. So there we go. Offer to buy. And then we're going to head back up over here to our building. We're going to drop that off. And we already have the money in there. We're just going to put all our money back in there. So we're going to go down here, click to new operation, and we're going to hit build right here because we have all the requirements down here, cost of materials. So build. Okay, it's going to take 5 turns to build that. So while this is building, what we should do is make sure we have the ingredients. So we have stoneware crocks because our building here produces them. Now, another thing I should note, if your building doesn't produce stoneware crocks, let's just show off how to get that because that's a very common ingredient. So go in here. This is your most useful menu right here is the resource overlay, by the way. Click what we're looking for, just stoneware crocks, and there's all these different retailers that buy them. So all you have to do is if I go in here, click on one of these realtors, I want to buy stoneware crocks, pick some up right now, and you can choose how many you want to buy based on the money you have in your account there, or have, excuse me, in your vehicle with you. We don't need to buy any because we have plenty, but that's how you would go about doing that. Now, we do need to go buy that neutral alcohol, though. So let's go ahead and grab just a couple $100. And we are going to go get some neutral alcohol, which I need to remember where it's at. It's down there. Okay, perfect. That's actually not very far away, which is kind of nice. And we ran out of movement points there, so we'll get to the next turn. Click on here. I would like to buy neutral alcohol. And we'll just buy all of it. We want as much as possible. Oh, we don't have enough money for all of it. I did not think it'd be that expensive. Well, let's buy as much as we can with what we have. So $200 worth. There we go. 14 is what we can buy right now. We'll offer to buy that. Now, the other issue we could run into here is we have this troublemaker here. So if he kind of starts causing issues with this guy, or he wants to do business with this guy, he might make it so we can't do business with him. So, and that's kind of a big deal to us. So if that does happen, we probably need to actually take care of him, but we're not going to talk about that in this episode. We're just worried about getting our alcohol moving. So we're going to put this into here, get our money back in there. So now we have some neutral alcohol. And actually, just while we're at it, let's go buy the rest of that neutral alcohol. We'll bring more money with us this time to go back down there. We will buy neutral alcohol. We'll buy everything you have. The reason I say buy everything is because this guy will restock over time. He's not going to always have that. So it's going to take him some time to get that restock for us. So now all we have to do now is wait for this to be up and ready to go. 3 more turns. So I'm actually just going to fast forward some turns here. And there's 3, and it's saving the game. And that should mean, and you can see down there, it has construction finished. There we go. You get this little notification, construction finished there. So now this is now producing alcohol for us. If we go down here, it's producing it at this rate. So we still have to wait 3 more turns before it's done. But as you can see, we're now producing alcohol to be able to be sold. So hopefully this video was helpful for you guys in terms of how to set up alcohol production. Again, any of those other buildings that you could have done, like hard cider production, brick wine production, or homebrew production, it's the same principle, except you have to kind of see what's in your area. So it's very area independent. But anyhow, if you guys want to see other things covered, make sure you guys drop it down in the comments. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you guys drop a like down below. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button up on the screen to join the Gamer Cop channel and turn on your notification bell so you don't miss any future videos I may post. This has been Gamer Cop. Thank you guys for coming and for watching.